Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone's having a great day so far. So far, it's a very beautiful day where I am. I hope everyone is having a very beautiful day so far. And WrestleMania 37 was this weekend. And overall, I thought this was a good show. Was it one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time? No, honestly, I seen better. But this wasn't like a terrible show. Like, this was a good show. Hell, there's even a couple matches on both night one and night two that were really great. Two of them being match of the year candidates, in my opinion. Yeah, there were ups. There were also downs as well. But overall, with the first show being back in front of fans, I thought this was a decent show. I thought this was a really good show. Now, I'm going to go over, this is going to be a review of both night one and night two. I'm going to give my quick thoughts on every single matchup and every single thing that happened on this show. So, without further ado, let's get this review underway. So, let's start off with night one, obviously. So, right before even the show started, we had like a big delay, like at least a 20-25 minute delay, I believe, because it rained like crazy on Saturday. It rained like crazy. So, and apparently it was raining in Tampa as well. So they had to delay the show for at least 25 minutes. But during that time, we did get to see some unscripted promos, which was awesome. Yeah, it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. Like, there were some promos and some transitions that were just but honestly, I thought most of these wrestlers did a great job with these unscripted promos. Like, everything felt genuine. Everything felt good. Like I just wish WWE does these unscripted promos on Raw and SmackDown every single week. Like, these promos felt genuine. These promos didn't feel like it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel ridiculous. Like, it felt real. Like, it was them, but unscripted. I like, even though it was an absolute mess, it was awesome to see these wrestlers coming out of them shows and like even though this was like last minute, I'm glad that these wrestlers were able to showcase their mic skills, being unscripted and trying to entertain the crowd in a very unscripted way. I was really a fan of that. So after that, we got the show started, and we started off the show of night one with Bobby Lashley defending the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre. And I thought this was a good match. Like, it kind of dragged for me a little bit, in my opinion. I wasn't particularly, like, honestly, in my opinion, their match at Backlash of last year was better than this match at WrestleMania. Not saying that the match at WrestleMania was bad, but Backlash was better in my opinion. But like, I thought this was a decent match, nothing too crazy, but Bobby Lashley actually retained the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre. And the right man won. I was honestly surprised that WWE even gave the win to Bobby Lashley, but I'm glad that they did. Bobby Lashley has retained the WWE champion, defeating Drew McIntyre. Honestly, I can't complain with the outcome. Okay, I am honest to God glad, surprised, but glad that they gave the win to Bobby Lashley. It definitely put a smile on my face. So after that, we get probably the worst match of this weekend. The worst match. This match was just a mess. It was an absolute disaster. And the matchup I'm talking about is the women's tag team turmoil match, with the winner going against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on night 2 for the women's tag team titles on night 2 of WrestleMania. And oh my god, what do I even have to say? Oh, Mandy Rose. During their entrance, Mandy Rose slipped. She actually slipped on the stage. And I kind of felt bad for Mandy, but Mandy Rose, she rubbed it off and just pretend like it never happened. But honestly, this was a terrible match. This was an absolute shit show. Honest to God, this was an absolute shit show. Okay? And what's even worse is the result. Okay? Because the only team that was in this matchup, aka the Riot Squad, Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, they didn't even win the match. You know who did? Natalya and Tamina. Why? And another thing that doesn't make any sense. Nia and Tamina are heels. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are heels. Why do you want to do a heel versus heel match? Wouldn't it make sense and let the Riot Squad win so that way you can do like a face versus heel dynamic? Why did you have to give the win to Natalya and Tamina? They're not even a team. They've been together for like, I don't know, 3 weeks. Which the Riot, oh my god, I don't even want to go much detail to it. It's an absolute disaster. Okay, it's a waste of time. That's basically what it is. Terrible match. Basically the worst match of these 2 nights, in my opinion. But luckily for us, we went from this horrible disaster that is the women's turmoil match to Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. If there's any match you should go back and watch, okay, there's a few matches that you should, honest to God, go out of your way to watch during this WrestleMania weekend. And one of these matches are Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. This was an amazing match. This was a great match between these two men, between Cesaro and Seth Rollins. Awesome match. I said that they were going to like tear the house down, and that is exactly what they did. Like the people, the fans were on their seats. Like they were on, like, I'm just glad that we, first of all, before I continue, can I just say that it is amazing to see the fans again? It is just awesome, amazing, incredible to see the fans. I miss the fans. And it's just awesome seeing the fans again and seeing actual legit reaction, not those pipe in fake reactions that we get in the Thunder Road. Like we get genuine reactions. Like we get to see what people actually love and what people actually hate. And like, oh, I just miss the crowd, man. I miss the crowd. And hopefully sometime this year, we get to see the fans back full time in arenas. I really hope that's the case. But honestly, just me doing the just me trying to explain this match, we're not doing any justice. If there, you need to go back and watch Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Hell, for all you hardcore Cesaro fans, he even did the UFO with no arms. Okay, oh, that was just impressive to see. Cesaro wins the match, puts up an amazing performance at WrestleMania. Amazing stuff. Cesaro picks up the victory over Seth Rollins. An amazing match. After that, we get the New Day defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against AJ Styles and the debuting Omos. And I thought this was an okay match. Omos, like, honestly, I'm not particularly a fan with big guys. Obviously, there's like a couple of exceptions, but I'm not particularly a fan with like big guys, and Omos is one of them. Like, Omos didn't do bad in his debut, but I wasn't crazy about it. But there was this one cool spot where AJ Styles did like a freaking phenomenal forearm from his shoulders. I thought that was dope. But obviously, we all knew at this point that AJ Styles and Omos were going to win the Raw Tag Team titles. And that's exactly what happened. AJ Styles and Omos picks up the victory over the New Day to become the new Raw Tag Team Champions. Nothing too crazy there. After that, we get probably, in my opinion, the second greatest celebrity performance I have ever seen. The first one goes to Pat McAfee. But the matchup I'm talking about is Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. My God, this is a great match. And Bad Bunny. Oh my God, Bad Bunny. Okay, I'm not particularly a fan of celebrities being in WWE. I'm not a big fan. I don't care if I'm a fan of that celebrity or not. Personally, I just don't like celebrities in like wrestling. Bad Bunny, and I thought Bad Bunny was gonna do like mediocre or just bad. Bad Bunny proved me wrong. He shut me up, and he definitely earned my respect after tonight. Bad Bunny, amazing performance. Holy shit. Bad Bunny, let me tell you something about Bad Bunny. Okay, I may not be particularly a fan of his music, but my God, he is a good wrestler. Bad Bunny, man. Bad Bunny did a Canadian Destroyer. He did a Canadian Destroyer, and it actually looked good. I couldn't believe my eyes. Honest to God, I could not. Bad Bunny shut me up that night. Okay, I was blown away. If there's a few matchups that you should, honest to God, go out of your way to watch if you guys haven't watched yet. But one of them being Cesaro and Seth Rollins, the other one being Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. Oh my God, Bad Bunny again. Bad Bunny did a Canadian Destroyer, which was really good. And he flew, and he was selling extremely, extremely well. Of course, The Miz and John Morrison did a great job selling on Bad Bunny's moves, but Bad Bunny was actually a really good seller himself. And of course, Damian Priest is Damian Priest. Damian Priest is just awesome. Okay, nothing to say there, but Bad Bunny and Damian Priest picks up the victory, and Bad Bunny, you have earned my respect. I may not particularly be a fan of your music, but hell, I would not mind if you wrestle again because you put up a great performance. Very proud of you, Bad Bunny. Awesome, awesome stuff. So after that, we get the second to last match of the night. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. And probably one of the worst build-ups in WrestleMania history. No, scratch that. The worst build-up in WrestleMania history. I was not looking forward to this matchup at all. Neither did the wrestling fans. The wrestling fans in attendance, they were silent for most of this match. They were silent. Well, it wasn't exactly silent, but they were not into this matchup, and I don't blame them. Like, nobody was excited for this match. The only two things that the crowd popped for was the Shane McMahon bump, which, to be honest, I thought that was really cool, and Braun Strowman ripping the cage with his bare hands. I thought that was cool too. But everything else was just boring. Everything else, it was just boring. It just sucked, in my opinion. Okay, other than those two things that I just mentioned, it just sucked. But Braun Strowman picks up the win, nothing too crazy. And yeah. After that, we need to talk about the main event of night one. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And right off the bat, I'm just going to come out and say it. This is the greatest female matchup in WrestleMania history. Hell, this is the greatest female matchup in the last couple of years. It's that good. It's that good, in my opinion. This was an incredible match. These two ladies absolutely killed it. I remember I made a last video why Sasha and Bianca, in my opinion, should in main event WrestleMania Night 1. My God, thank God WWE went for Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the main event. These two ladies absolutely killed it. They killed it. Oh my God, this was the best match of night one, and that's saying a lot. Okay, but oh my, if there's any match you should go back and watch, it's Sasha. I will go as far to say that this is a WrestleMania classic. This is a WrestleMania. Like, it was already important as it is. Like, two ladies of color representing main eventing night one. That is a big deal in and of itself. And the fact that these two ladies absolutely, oh my God, just me explaining it would not do. This is an absolute classic. An absolute classic. I am so extremely proud of these ladies. Like, Sasha Banks proving why she is, without a doubt, the greatest female wrestler in the world right now. I don't care what anyone says in the IWC. I don't care what anyone says. Okay? Sasha Banks is the greatest female wrestler of the modern era, in my opinion. Okay? And nothing's gonna change that. Okay? This was an incredible match between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Amazing matchup. I am glad these two ladies main event in WrestleMania Night 1. And again, if you guys have not seen WrestleMania, go out of your way to do so. This is not just the greatest female matchup in WrestleMania history, and this is definitely a match of the year classic. But I will go as far to say that this is a WrestleMania classic between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Okay, just phenomenal, and a phenomenal match. Bianca Belair actually wins this matchup, defeating Sasha Banks, becoming the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Now, I kind of wanted Sasha Banks to win because I figured, hey, it's kind of a little too early for Bianca Belair, and I'm sure she can handle the loss and maybe win at like a SummerSlam or maybe next year's WrestleMania because Sasha Banks hasn't won a matchup at WrestleMania. So a part of me kind of wanted Sasha Banks to win this matchup, but I'm not mad at the result. Like, Bianca Belair definitely deserves it. And this is actually one of the few things that WWE has done right, and that is the treatment of Bianca Belair. Because ever since Bianca Belair came up to the main roster, Bianca Belair has been a big deal, and I'm glad that WWE saw something in Bianca Belair. She is a total package. Now, I just wish WWE can see the value in many other wrestlers they're kind of underutilizing right now. But hey, like, we can't have everything, unfortunately. But and WWE is still shit right now. But I will give WWE's credit where credit is due. WWE has done a great job making Bianca Belair a big deal so far in the main event scene. And honestly, again, I am not mad that Bianca Belair won the SmackDown Women's Championship because she deserves it. And like, again, she's incredible. Incredible. If you have not seen this matchup, do it. Do it. If you are a wrestling fan, just in general, you can like WWE or hate WWE. Or hell, maybe you haven't watched WWE in the last couple of years. Please, for the love of God, go out of your way to watch this matchup. You would not be disappointed. This was an amazing match. Amazing match. And these two ladies should be extremely proud of themselves. Congratulations to Bianca Belair to becoming SmackDown Women's Champion. Awesome shit by Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. Great stuff. So that was night one. Overall, night one was a good show. There was a couple of things here down, like, there's lots of ups. There was like a couple of downs, but overall, I thought night one was really good. Okay, and matter of fact, I thought night one was a better show than night two. Now, I'm going to explain night 2 in a little bit, but if there's any, before I do that, I want to go over the matches that you should absolutely watch, okay, for night 1. The matchup that you should go back and watch, in case you guys didn't watch WrestleMania, you should go back and watch Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison, and Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. Those are the best matches of the night, hands down, in my opinion. So that, in total, was night 1. Now let's take a look at night 2. Night 2 starts off with Randy Orton versus The Fiend. And the entrances were awesome. The Fiend's entrance, I like. Like, it was a freaking Jack in the Box. And, like, The Fiend, like, I thought the entrances were dope. Unfortunately, those were the only good things that was good about this matchup. The match was okay. It's not like a WrestleMania classic, but the ending pissed me off. It made no sense. Like, so Alexa Bliss, like, gets, like, some goo or some shit like that, and basically cost the Fiend the match. They actually gave the win to Randy Orton. And, like, the lights go off. Like, people were literally booing this. Okay? They were honest to God booing this. This made no sense. It made no sense to the fans. It made no sense to me, my brother, and my sister who was watching it. Okay? Why did you give the win to Randy Orton? What is the point? Wouldn't it make sense to just end this rivalry and give the win to the Fiend? Why does WWE hate Bray Wyatt? Honest to God, why does WWE despise Bray Wyatt? Like, every chance they get, they always try to butcher the Fiend. And, like, I don't get it. I just, honest to God, don't get it. Okay? Like, this matchup last Sunday was killed the fandom of many Fiend fans, including myself. This made no sense whatsoever. There's no reason to give Randy Orton the win. Why couldn't you just give the Fiend the win? End the rivalry between the Fiend and Randy Orton. Okay? And, like, it just made no sense. It makes honest to God no sense. Randy Orton did not need the win. If anyone needed the win, it was the Fiend. It was Bray Wyatt. Okay, but no, WWE hates Bray Wyatt. For all the hard work, for all the blood, sweat, and tears Bray Wyatt has given you, WWE, you decided to fuck him up again. One of the most impressive minds in all of professional wrestling, a man who, like, despite you mistreating him so damn much, he still gives his blood, sweat, and tears to entertain the WWE Universe. And this is how you treat Bray Wyatt? And Monday Night Raw, the explanation that they did for this ending made no sense whatsoever. And Bray Wyatt just, like, brushed it off like, oh, everything's okay. I'll bounce back from it. No! That was all. Oh my God. Like, I can give WWE the benefit of the doubt, but that can only go so far. Honest to God, that can only go so far. The treatment of Bray Wyatt, it's so disgusting. He is one of the most impressive minds. How? The creative team, you, Vince McMahon, you, Bruce Banner, you don't even have to do anything. He does the creativity all by himself. He is that impressive. He is that creative. He is that smart. No, but instead, you decided to mistreat him. Okay? If that doesn't tell you that Vince McMahon is senile, then I don't know what is. Okay? Like, Vince McMahon doesn't even have to work hard to make stars anymore. He doesn't even have to work hard like he did previously. Triple H and NXT did the job for him. But instead of, like, keep like instead of just letting the cards roll, Vince McMahon decided to shit on Triple H's vision, on these wrestlers like Keith Lee, Aleister Black, Andrade, Bray Wyatt. Okay? All because I didn't create them. Triple H did. They're not my vision. Okay, I'm just gonna shit on these projects. These guys are not stars. And Vince McMahon, is probably confused why there's not many stars like there were in the Attitude Era. Remember back in the Attitude Era where everyone was a star? Not just the main guys like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, The Undertaker, but people like Val Venus, The Godfather, Rikishi, Too Cool. They were stars. Mainstream people know them. And they were even the main guys of the show. Okay, but WWE don't have that nowadays. Because instead of just accepting what is given to them on a golden platter, Vince McMahon just decides to just shit on it and just ruin it. Okay, these guys are not stars now because you decided to shit what already is good. Oh, I can't. Ugh. The treatment of Bray Wyatt is just disgusting. Bray, when does your contract end? Honestly, where does your contract end? Because WWE has been mistreating you for a couple years now. And there's no reason why you should stay with them. Go to a different promotion. Okay, not just AEW, but like New Japan Pro Wrestling. If you want to do Impact Wrestling. WWE doesn't deserve you, Bray. WWE does not deserve you. Okay? The treatment of this man is disgusting, just distasteful. Distasteful. And WWE should be ashamed of themselves. That was a small rant, but it needed to be said. Bray Wyatt does not deserve this kind of treatment. He does not deserve this kind of treatment. Enough said. Moving on. So after that, we get probably to another bad match of the night. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against Natalya and Tamina. This was a boring match. This was a boring match. And if this matchup was like later on in the show, I would fall asleep in this match. That's how boring it was. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler picks up the victory over Natalya and Tamina. Again, it was a boring match. It was an honest to God boring match. And if they could have just done the Riot Squad versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, maybe I would be a little bit invested because it's face versus heel. But no, they decided to do a heel versus heel dynamic, which doesn't make any sense. But okay. There's that boring shit. Yeah. So luckily, the show gets better from there. After that, we get Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. What do I even have to say about these two? Honest to God, what do you guys think what do you think I'm gonna say about this match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? What do you think I'm gonna say? Like I think that this was a horrible. Just kidding. This was a great match. Like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn always put up great matches. Like every time these two men are in the ring, the chemistry is just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like water just flowing down the stream. It's just mwah, mwah. Okay. That Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn matches in a nutshell, mwah, just good shit. Really good shit. Okay. It's really good shit. Okay. again, this was a great match. But again, we all knew that because it's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Okay? When they are together in the ring, expect nothing but great matches. Okay? Awesome stuff between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens picks up the victory over Sami Zayn. Of course, after the matchup, Logan Paul, who was in the corner, like watching the entire matchup, he comes in, trying to shake hands with Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn was pissed. Logan Paul pushes him down. Sami Zayn just walks away. But Kevin Owens stuns Logan Paul. And okay, Kevin Owens stuns Logan Paul. I don't care about Logan Paul. It was cool seeing Kevin Owens stun Logan Paul because I don't like Logan Paul. Hell, people in the arena were booing Logan Paul. Okay? And I already talked about Logan Paul. I don't even know why he is a celebrity. Like, the man's not funny in my opinion. He's not entertaining. Okay, yeah, he's a social media influencer. Yeah, he has many followers on YouTube. 90% of them being little kids. Okay, Logan Paul is not a celebrity in my opinion. Okay, he's not. Okay, just Logan Paul is just he's not a celebrity. And for all you people that are watching this video that are Logan Paul fans and are currently triggered right now, hey, if you guys like Logan Paul, then that's you. I'm not gonna stop you. Okay, your opinion, it's your opinion. You can like whoever you want, but you are not gonna change my opinion. I hate Logan Paul. I don't know why he's a celebrity. His cameo was a big waste of time. Was just a big waste of time. Okay. They like his cameo, like Bad Bunny's cameo was extremely superior than Logan Paul's. Okay. Not to mention the fact that Bad Bunny did a Canadian Destroyer amazingly well. Logan Paul can't do that shit. Or maybe he can, but again, Logan Paul's cameo was just a waste of time. Don't care about Logan Paul. Will never care about Logan Paul. Okay, and for all you Logan Paul lovers that are currently pissed off watching this video, if you guys can't handle a opinion that I have, then leave. Okay, leave. Okay, but or you can just grow up. Okay, and just accept the fact that somebody has a different opinion than you. Okay, so other than that, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was a great match. Nothing to say there. It's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. What do you expect? What, you expect the match to be bad? No, it's a great match. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn matches, good shit. Good shit. So after that, we get Matt Riddle versus Sheamus for the United States Championship. And I thought this was a great match. This was a great, hard-hitting matchup between these two men. Sheamus picks up the victory over Matt Riddle, becoming the new United States champion, which good for him, man. Good for him. With all his hard work that he pulled back in 2020, personally, in my opinion, I think Sheamus deserves it. Now, was it a little too early to give Matt Riddle, to take away the title from Matt Riddle? Yes. But if anyone's going to take the title away from him, it's Sheamus. And I'm glad that it was Sheamus. And it was a great match. I really enjoyed this matchup between Matt Riddle and Sheamus. But other than that, nothing to say there. Sheamus picks up the win, becoming the new United States champion. After that, we get Big E Langston versus Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum fight, which was basically another word for no disqualification for the Intercontinental Championship. I thought it was good for what it was, but the problem for this matchup was it was short. Like, was it me or was this matchup short? I feel like this matchup was short. Okay. Like, Apollo Crews actually picks up the victory over Big E, becoming the new Intercontinental Champion with the help of Daba Kato. Remember that big guy from Raw Underground from all those months ago? Well, he's apparently the bodyguard. And no, not almost, but Dabakato, the fighter. The dude that had the Coolio hair. But yeah, he helped Apollo Crews. So apparently he's gonna be like the new bodyguard for him now. But Apollo Crews picks up the victory over Biggie Langston to become the new Intercontinental Champion. And good for Apollo Crews. I actually like Apollo Crews. And the fact that he's finally coming into his own, it's just amazing stuff. I enjoy Apollo Crews as he's generic as a face, but him as a heel with the Nigerian royalty and like that accent, I love this Apollo Crews, and I hope he becomes Intercontinental Champion for a long time. I love this Apollo Crews. Awesome stuff. He definitely deserves it. So after that, we get Asuka versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. And some people say that this was like a so-so match. This might be in a popular opinion in the IWC, but I thought this was a great match between these two ladies. These two ladies beat the living hell out of each other. That's basically all I can ask for. That's basically all I can ask for. Like, for this to be just a straight up fight. And that is exactly what we got, at least in my opinion. These two ladies beat the living hell out of each other, and I loved every second of it. I might be in the minority here, but I thought this was a great match. Rhea Ripley actually picks up the victory and became the new Raw Women's Champion. Which, by the way, great call by WWE. Two surprisingly great calls tonight by WWE, giving Lashley the WWE Championship and gave Rhea Ripley the Raw Women's Championship. Two great calls by WWE. Now, what to do with them throughout the year, that remains to be seen because, again, I do not trust WWE. And considering that WWE doesn't have much of a women's division, considering that 90% of them are in a tag team and more than likely going after the women's tag team championship, again, instead of the Raw Women's Championship. Honest to God, I should make a video on why the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships are a bad idea, on why they are ruining the women's division for WWE. Okay? Like, if you guys want me to make that video, make sure you leave a like, and I might do that video. Hell, I might do that video whether this video has a good amount of likes or not. Because it just needs to be addressed. Because the women's tag team titles are just, it's ruining the women's division, is my opinion. It's making the division weaker and weaker and weaker. Because 90% of them are in a team and they're going for the women's tag team titles instead of going for the biggest prize that is the Raw or SmackDown Women's Championships. But I can go all day with this, but this video is already long as it is, so I'll probably make a video of that in the future. But there's that. Rhea Ripley is the new Raw Women's Champion. So after that, we get a final segment with Titus O'Neil, Hulk Hogan, and Bayley. Which, by the way, Bayley was in this show, and I'm just glad Bayley was at WrestleMania. I'm just glad that he was at WrestleMania. So Bayley, because Bayley definitely deserves it. But Bayley comes out. They interrupt Titus O'Neil and Hulk Hogan. And we all thought that Becky Lynch was going to come out. Hell, Becky Lynch sent a cryptic tweet on Instagram that she was going to appear at WrestleMania. Okay? But instead, it was a Bella Twins. And the Bella Twins took down Bayley and all that. And I was extremely disappointed. I really wanted to see Becky. Like, I know I'm not the only one that misses Becky. Okay, 90% of the IWC miss Becky Lynch. And Becky, if you like, I miss you, Becky. I miss you, Becky. Raw may be in a shitty state. Okay, Raw may be in a shitty state. And the women's division may be terrible. But Becky, if you come back, you would make Monday Night Raw at least a little bit watchable. I miss you, Becky. Please come back. Please come back. I miss you so much, Becky. Please, please, please come back. We miss you, man. We miss you. Please come back, Becky. Please, please, please come back. Please make Monday Night Raw at least a little bit watchable again. Please. Okay, we miss you, Becky. Please come back to us. Please. I will jump out of my seats and go insane if Becky Lynch comes back. Please come back, Becky. Please. Can we do a hashtag? Can we do a hashtag on social media? Hashtag please come back, Becky. And matter of fact, for all the people that are watching this video, I want you to do this to all your social media. If you have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I want you to send this. Hold on, let me type it down. Hold on. Please come back, Becky. Okay, can we make this the #1 tweet in the entire country right now? Please come back, Becky. Please. Matter of fact, after this video, I'm gonna do an hashtag. Okay, and for all the people that are watching this video, your job is to make this trend. Okay, that's your job. Make this trend. Okay, come back, Becky. Please come back. Hashtag please come back, Becky. Okay, we miss you, Becky. Please come back. So enough of me talking about Becky. Please come back. But after that, we come into the main event of night 2. Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Daniel Bryan. And on this day, I see clearly everything has come to life. Edge. Oh man, I hope Afterbridge doesn't copyright this video. I really hope that's not the case. But Edge versus Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And in my opinion, this was another match of the year candidate. I thought this was an incredible match between Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan. Like, there was points of the matchup where I thought Edge was going to win or Daniel Bryan. Okay, this was just amazing stuff. But Roman Reigns actually picks up the victory, defeating both Edge and Daniel Bryan to retain the Universal Championship. And if you just me trying to explain it would not do it any justice. It's just like the Sasha Banks Bianca Belair match. It's not exactly like a WrestleMania classic like Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, but again, this was an incredible match and another matchup that you should go out of your way and watch. Amazing stuff. I am happy that Roman Reigns actually won this matchup. Great call by WWE. And hopefully he can hold that championship all the way up to next year's WrestleMania, or at least SummerSlam. But I thought this was a great match. And honestly, the only matches that you should go back and watch is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Like, if you want, Matt Riddle and Sheamus. Asuka and Rhea Ripley. I thought that was a great match. And Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. Now, overall, I thought this was a good show. Obviously, night 1 is far superior than night 2. But night 2 wasn't that bad. Like, night 2 was decent enough. I thought it was good enough. But overall, it's not one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. But it wasn't one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. I thought this was a good show. I thought this was a good WrestleMania. Could it have been better? Yes, but for what it's worth, I thought this was a decent show. I thought this was a good show. I won't say that this is like one of the greatest WrestleManias ever, or like, because some people are saying on social media that this is like in their top 5 greatest or like top 3 greatest WrestleManias of all time. And I'm sorry, but I don't see it. Okay, it's not a bad WrestleMania. Obviously, I seen worse. WrestleMania 27. WrestleMania 9. WrestleMania 32. But Yeah, this is not one of the worst WrestleManias I ever seen. It's not one of the best, but it's not one of the worst at all. It's like the run of the mill. I thought this was a good show overall. It has its ups, it has its down. It definitely had its match of the year candidates. But I thought this was a good show. But and man, it was great seeing the fans again. I really miss the fans. Welcome, and hopefully by this year, by the end of this year, we can probably see fans coming back to arenas because I miss live fans. I know I'm not the only one. I miss the live fans. I miss having hearing the genuine reactions. Like hearing the genuine reaction of what was actually like and what was not like was just a relief because I was sick and tired of those fake piping crowds that they do in the Thunderdome. Just hearing the genuine reactions is just a breath of fresh air. I miss the fans, and hopefully we can see the fans back in the arena in the future. But I thought this was a good show. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Did you guys like WrestleMania 37? Did you guys not like WrestleMania 37? Was there something you liked? Was there something you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Okay, but thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment. And my only rule in this channel is to basically not be an asshole in the comment section. You can have different opinions. Hell, if you have something that you don't agree with or that you disagree with, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your guys' reactions. I want to hear you guys' takes on it. But all I ask is to not be assholes in the comment section. Okay, that's all I ask. You can have different opinions, but all I ask is to not be assholes in the comment section. Okay, but other than that, if you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment. If you guys like the content that I make sure you subscribe and leave a notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And I will see you guys later for another AEW Dynamite review because today is Wednesday and AEW Dynamite is tonight. So make sure you look out for that. But other than that, until later on tonight, this is Gabriel, and I will see you later tonight in the asylum. Have a nice day, everyone.